man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, we come with more boxing on Christmas. Appreciate everybody for tapping in with your boy. Merry Christmas to everybody that support the channel, everybody that watch the channel. Let's just support, man. Watching, subbing, hitting the like button. Appreciate the love, support. But hey, man, we got some boxing rumors more than we done had in the last week or two. But let's talk about it. Check out the box rumor playlist for more videos like this. Appreciate the love, support. Trying to get situated. Just had to drop my mom gift off. Made some banana pudding. First time making it. Looked like it came out good. I ain't tasted it yet, but let's get to it. Teofimo Lopez is getting offered the bag to rematch Lomachenko. Now, a lot of people might ask, why wasn't a rematch clause in there, Bob Arum? I don't believe in rematch clauses, okay? So, Lomachenko, who first collected, I can't remember what belt he collected first up there, but he got the WBC, he had the franchise WBC, WBO, WBA belt, super belt. So, he collected all the belts. So you think somebody that ain't got all three of the belts, been a world champion at 126, 130, would have a rematch clause. But apparently, Top Rank and Bob Arum didn't want the rematch just as much Teofimo Lopez don't want the rematch. So, to me, that's crazy that, they didn't have a rematch clause in there for, Lomachenko. So, what that say about it? And more, I guess, civilized management and promotional companies would have had one in there. You did all that work to get 3 belts. This guy brought 1 belt to the table. And basically, it's like Sonic losing all his rings in one fight. And also, that's accredited to Ingus Klimov, Lomachenko manager, Lomachenko not pushing for a rematch clause or being arrogant. All right, they should have pushed for that, man. You know how hard it is with politics today to grab 3 belts. You know how hard it is to grab 1, let alone 2, let alone 3. Now, my personal opinion on it is that they should have had a rematch clause, straight up and down. Now, Teofimo Lopez didn't have to abide by that rematch clause at all. He simply could have just moved up and wait and dropped all the belts. And if I'm him, even if I consider giving this rematch clause, which me personally I wouldn't, you got to pay me $10 million. I'm gonna tell you what they offer him to take on this rematch clause. But I wouldn't rematch him for what? You didn't have a rematch clause. I'm not obligated to rematch you. And then I would say, Bob Arum don't even respect rematch clauses. Look at Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. 3 supposed to happen. Deontay Wilder gave Tyson Fury an opportunity that he didn't have to give him. And basically Top Rank and Bob Arum took advantage of it. Didn't want to rematch him immediately, So we know how shiesty it is, but Bob Arum is being consistent on what he said. I don't believe in rematch clauses. So he didn't want to get Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder rematch clause. And if I'm Deontay Wilder, once Tyson Fury, not to make it a Wilder thing, once Tyson Fury passed up on the original rematch clause time, I would have just moved on. And just think about that situation. He should have submitted to whatever Anthony Joshua wanted, knock Joshua out. If you had to do it 2 times, knock him out 2 times. And then, be the man. Tyson Fury, he would have had to bow to you. Instead of taking 50-50, he would have had to take whatever I gave him, 80-20. I think Floyd used to be giving dudes like an 80-20 split, but it used to be a career high payday for them. Victor Ortiz, Robert Guerrero, regardless. But it's just the game that we playing. These ain't dudes that want to prove with conviction. And Teofimo Lopez said, I beat him 100 times out of 100. Now, y'all already know where I stand on the fight. I don't really have no boxer that I'm emotionally attached to at all. Unless my son, nephew, or a close family member is fighting, or a close friend is fighting. These dudes got emotional attachments, and these dudes ain't never did nothing for them. But I felt that Lomachenko lost the fight more than Teofimo Lopez, won the fight. And that's just my opinion. A lot of people didn't like my opinion. A lot of people got mad at me, but it's just my honest opinion. I'm not going to fake the funk with y'all. I thought Teofimo Lopez, really didn't do much to win that fight. It was just that Loma just didn't do nothing at all. And that's just my synopsis of the fight. And I thought Loma was going to step it up and knock him out late, but Teofimo Lopez stood tall. His conditioning wasn't all there because he ain't consistently went 12, but he won the fight. And if Lomachenko wanted to rematch, he should have had to put it in the contract. Because if Teofimo Lopez in the same fight and they would have said Lomachenko won or Lomachenko, got a draw, other than I think Loma would have fought him again if it was a draw. But if Loma would have edged it out, would he would have gave Teofimo Lopez a rematch? Hell no. Hell no. It ain't just the game he play. So now he went from having the upper hand, being on top like he's scared of the drop in my Drake voice, to being the guy who basically begging for a fight. And that's crazy that somebody that they pushed so hard, they took Lomachenko's name so hard and shoved it down our throats, told us how great he was. Just kept telling he's great, he's the best. They didn't promote Terrence Crawford fights. They didn't promote no other fighter fights other than Tyson Fury like Lomachenko fights. And now he went to being the cream of the crop, the Don Donna, the Hukahana, the king. He went to be all of that to a pheasant, big and a prospect with a belt at one point for a fight. And then Top Rank get this money to force him to fight, which they offered him $5 million to fight Lomachenko. And Teofimo Lopez saying, hell no, like I said, I would ask for 10. I would ask for 10. If you couldn't meet 10, no. And they was pushing for Verdejo to actually fight him on Puerto Rican Day Parade in 2021. That's what they was pushing for. But Verdejo, he was up on Maruyoshi Nakatani. I'm like, oh, he about to do it. But Nakatani just had a chin. He had the stamina. So now they talking about the Camboso fight in Australia, which at one point, Australia in the middle of the pandemic didn't have no cases. So Australia was basically unaffected by the COVID. So it's gonna take probably like Teofimo Lopez to stay in the quarantine area in his team, and they probably got to pass like 20 COVID tests before they can even come in the country and really get out there and do that. But they had I forget what fight they had. Tim Tszyu was beating up on Jeff Horn, and they had a packed house. So Australia doing something right. So he can go over there and get the bag from Camboso, but it's hard to have an undisputed champion like Teofimo Lopez to go to Australia when he got all the belts, when you see what happened with Manny Pacquiao. A lot of people think Manny Pacquiao got robbed. I didn't. I thought Jeff Horn legitimately beat him. But just looking at him offering him $5 million, that's good money. But damn, if I'm him, I want 10. If y'all got 5, I want 10 if y'all want me to rematch him. Because if y'all wanted me to rematch him, if y'all believe that I was going to beat him, y'all would have put the rematch clause in there to begin with. And they want to do the rematch around April or May, but no. This is the same principle with Deontay Wilder and Fury. You talking about sour grapes, this, that, and the third. But give me my credit. Say I won. Be nice to me. Kiss my ass. Kiss my rings. And then maybe I think about getting a rematch. But if I'm Teofimo Lopez, I'll make that bitch come up to 140 and rematch me. Straight up and down. I make him come up to 140. But that's just what Top Rank think about Loma. They want to pay him all this money to rematch Loma that he not worth. But then again, Bob Arum want to sit here and tell you what Crawford not worth, what he is worth. This, that. Oh, I don't want to pay him this, that, and the third. And it's hard for a black fighter if he got options to sign with Bob Arum. Errol Spence said no. Adrian Broner said no. Adrian Broner said Bob Arum whipped out some money to him. But Adrian Broner was smart enough to know it wasn't worth it, because once you take that money, it's like a record deal. Once you take that advance, and sign that contract, they control you. And I don't blame Teofimo Lopez for not rematching him. This arrogant asshole, Lomachenko, and his team thought they was invincible. And it's the pros. Somebody was showing the video of Earl Spence, I think maybe in the Olympics, getting beat by this, I don't know what he was, a European or whatever he was. They're saying, look at Earl on Twitter getting beat in the amateur. I guarantee you this. You put that kid in the ring with Earl right now in the pros, it wouldn't go like that. And I say that to say this, Lomachenko, great amateur. But it's a different ballgame. You lost to a prospect with a belt, and they were saying you could beat Mayweather. Nigga, you couldn't beat Jose Luis Castillo. You couldn't beat Joel Casamayor in his prime. And they tried to pump up that victory that he had over Grimo Rigondeaux, but we all know that he didn't want to fight Rigondeaux, to begin with. He didn't want to go down and fight Rigondeaux, so basically they made Rigondeaux come up. A dude that really was a 118 pound. He can make 118 pounds at 40 years old. And they hyped him up for beating a smaller guy. And now you go up and lose to a prospect, which you said his knockout over Richard Comey was lucky. That's who you lose to. And this is who they was trying to pump up, and they do it with Canelo Alvarez too. Imagine Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. in this era. And it's all smoke and mirrors. You got to make your determination who a good fighter, who really the top dog. Canelo Alvarez ain't never outperform any great fighter in any top fight. You can look at Hagler and say, he knocked out Mugabe. He knocked out Tommy Hearns. Who is Canelo knocked out who going into the Hall of Fame? No fucking body. And he got that shit up his ass, allegedly. Well, he did get caught. It's like Manny Pacquiao. They try to tell us Manny Pacquiao great, but he couldn't fight dudes at full 147 pounds without no rehydration, without no catch weight. He couldn't beat Antonio Margarito at 154 pounds. In white media and guys like Darren Rayfield and Mike Coppinger want us to act like that didn't exist. But as soon as Floyd made Canelo come to 152 and then he could blow it to whatever, he's cheating versus Canelo. Get out of here. And it's the same situation. They're always looking for the next other to prop up. But that's just a direct shot at black fighters because we dominate up the scale. And that's okay. In soccer, black Americans don't dominate. Everybody else do, but in boxing, they always got to try to diminish what the fighters have done, but you can't put the shortcomings on Jermell, Jamal, Errol, Terrence, Wilder. They hate on them so bad. He hasn't did this and he hasn't done that. And, well, Canelo got an opportunity to fight who he want to fight because he the money man. But hey, that is what it is. But also, since Lomachenko probably won't get this Teo rematch, I heard he want to go down and face the winner of Miguel Berchelt and Oscar Valdez. So I guess he going to ignore Shakur Stevenson call out, and rightfully so. And Shakur is supposed to get the winner of Miguel and Oscar Valdez at one point, but he going to get the winner of Jamel and Carl Frampton. So, there's two other belts out there to get. Gervonta got a belt, Jojo Diaz got a belt, and Miguel Berchelt got a belt. And I think Miguel Berchelt got a chance to beat Lomachenko. His stamina just as good as Loma. Well, as long as Loma ain't lost too much confidence, but he lost before. So Loma should have a belt. So if I'm Shakur Stevenson, what I'm going to do is get the Frampton Harrington winner, get that belt. Then I'm going to go after Jojo Diaz. The Golden Boy is saying go Jojo Diaz, whoever. Fight Jojo Diaz, which that ain't no easy fight. Jojo a great fighter. And then hopefully, Tank do something. I don't think Tank want to fight nobody. So then he can fight Loma, and that'll be a good fight. But there's no guarantee that Loma going to whoop on Miguel Berchelt because that's who's going to win out of Valdez. But, he got a contingency plan. He got money to make, but, he said that he didn't say the judges were bribed. He said that the judges were swayed or something. He said he didn't say Loma, the judges were bribed versus Teofimo Lopez, but that is what it is. He said that the judges were something. I can't remember exactly what he said, but hey, It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request. All my social media links in the description. Fastest way to reach is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. We also got a Facebook group. All those links in the description. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description as well. Best way to donate is share the video. Check out the Box Rumor playlist. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We gone.